the announcement of Joey Votto saying goodbye to baseball. How will you remember Joey Votto?
Joey Votto. Congratulations to Joey Votto on a legendary career. It is sad to see him leave baseball and leave baseball that way. He actually announced his retirement in the parking lot of the
Yeah.
of the minor league team for Toronto, and we wanted to see Joey play for his hometown Jays, but it was not meant to be. All the accolades are there: NL MVP, first base, Gold Glover, and I would love to see Joey Votto enshrined in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, breaking news.
What
We have
happened?
breaking news.
Here we go again with the plus minus thing.
When you beat me to it, I was like, oh, shoot. We're totally
You
gonna.
have to be quick. You have to be quick. In game, real time, it's hard to like make that same thing called 100%. Hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of Saturday Sliders. Today is Sunday, August 25th. I'm Almar and I have Armando next to me. And let's talk baseball.
Let's go with the round the bases for this week's updates. Omar, we'll start with the announcement of Joey Votto saying goodbye to baseball. What's your opinion, and how will you remember Joey Votto?
Joey Votto. Congratulations to Joey Votto on a legendary career. It is sad to see him leave baseball and leave baseball that way. He actually announced his retirement in the parking lot of the
Yeah.
of the minor league team for Toronto, and we wanted to see Joey play for his hometown Jays, but it was not meant to be. All the accolades are there: NL MVP, first base, Gold Glover, and I would love to see Joey Votto enshrined in the Hall of Fame, but he will have an uphill climb to get there. Going to be a close call for Votto to be a Hall of Famer, but we sure hope we see Joey Votto on being enshrined in Hall of Fame.
Yeah, you're right. Joey Votto definitely will be remembered by the fans. Um, I always enjoy watching the videos or reels about him interaction with the fans, little kids, or even just adults in the ballpark, and taking food away from them, or or being a part of an argument with fans. So I'm going definitely. Baseball fans are gonna miss him. I hope he gets a job somehow, like in baseball, like in covering games by ESPN or Sportsnet or something. So because it would be great to still have him around. But yes, the number one question is all of a sudden is like, is he a Hall of Famer? Like obviously, people like to debate this. Um, I think he has the numbers just borderline, but I think he will get in. I do think that he will be a part of Cooperstown because fans love them, the media love them, and we know that the Hall of Fame is a popularity contest. Which player got along with the voters and who did it, right? So I think he's Votto is one of those players that everybody loved, and I think he will be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I agree too. And like I said, we would love to see Votto in the Hall of Fame, right?
Yeah. So good for him. I don't know if he has any kids or he's going to be coaching Team Canada in the Little League, but hopefully we see him around. So, all right, Omar, we'll go with some sadder news. Scott Service has been fired by the Seattle Mariners after not living up to expectations. Back in June 15, 18, June 18, they had a 10 game lead over Houston or Texas Rangers, and all of a sudden they are 5 games back from Houston. What's your thoughts on this firing, and where do the Mariners go from here?
Well, getting let go as a manager is tough. even after some successful years in Seattle. However, things had gone, like you said, had gone south in Seattle lately. But this one is even tougher as Scott surveys found out he is being let go on social media updates. Whoever had the guts to leak the news to the media sure have no shame. This will leave a bad taste to everyone's mouth, but if your team is not performing or underperforming, well, the manager gets the axe, right? So
Correct. And I think this is a good thing. I don't support people being fired, but we, we baseball is a part of a. It's like it's a performance review, right? Every game you get review, you can criticize every game, and especially for teams who have high standards or high expectations, and if you don't live to that standard, you're gonna unfortunately you're gonna let go, right? So especially with all the payroll, the pitching staff that they have, there's high expectations, and plain simple, he didn't live up to the as a manager. I don't think you should blame the hitting. Obviously, their pitching is top five in the league, but the hitting itself, they're bottom of the league. So like it's literally two opposites, and it hasn't worked out for them. And I think like I was kind of shocked when I saw earlier in the week or 2 weeks ago. I was like, Houston has made a huge comeback, and I was kind of worried because I picked them to be representing the West in the American League, and I had them going to the championship game. So I was thinking like, okay, they have one more year. So I was the way they started and the way June was looking. It's been quiet the comeback they have made, and I was kind of shocked to see that they Seattle dropped that lead.
yeah, for sure. Everyone's saying baseball is a marathon, not a sprint, right?
Exactly.
No
Yeah.
matter how slow or how fast you start the season, it's always gonna come down to like September or October games, right?
Right. So, but they definitely have the pitching to make a deep run, but they need their offense to step up.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So, and definitely, yeah, like it's usually the hitting coach gets fired first when you need a scapegoat, but in this case, it was Scott. So, all right, let's move on with another injury. Austin Riley from Atlanta Braves fractured his right hand. He will have season-ending surgery. Um, Man, Atlanta keeps having a bad luck this year. They keep losing players to injuries. So, like, what's your opinion?
Yeah, like you said, another injury to the depleted Atlanta Braves. We hope that Austin Riley can come back soon. And as for the Braves, this puts further damp on their postseason aspiration. We picked the Braves to be head to head with the Dodgers for the NL pennant, right, Armando?
Yeah,
And now it's looking very tough for the Braves to get it to even get into the postseason. It will be a tremendous success if they reach the playoffs, considering how many injuries their team had been dealt with. But it'll be tough for them with these injuries that they're having this season.
yeah, and at one point it's it's hard to overcome all the injuries, right? So
Yeah,
they still fighting. They have the third wild card spot. They have a two and a half games lead over the Mets. If they make the playoffs, it would be known as not a disappointment, but what could have been if they were a healthy squad. Because at this point, we keep expecting for the Atlanta Braves to fall because of all their injuries, but they keep fighting. They keep winning games, and they're keeping in pace for the playoffs. And at this point, it's not a failure, but definitely it's a disappointment, but it's not a failure. And it would be like I said, what could have been,
yeah.
right? So we will continue with around the bases. But if you like this content, please subscribe, like, follow, it will help our channel grow. All right, Omar, let's continue. Right now, we have a pitcher in the American League and the National League, both leading the Triple Crown in pitching. Chris Sale and Escobar from the Detroit Tigers both lead their leagues in wins, strikeouts, and ERA. Omar, what will they continue that streak?
Both Scubal and Sale are having a great season, like you mentioned. It will be great for baseball if both, even one of them, wins the pitching triple crown. This is a rare feat in baseball, and both of these pitchers are electric. We hope that we see them get this rare achievement. For Sale, it's been a revelation when he went, like you said, previous with our previous episodes, when Sale moved to Atlanta, we were just like looking for, I think, a third pitcher in the rotation, and now he's been lights out and helping the Atlanta Braves still stay afloat in the NL postseason, right?
Yeah, so no, it's crazy how good that trade has become, right? Like, you don't blame the Red Sox. He was injured for so many seasons, and he was not pitching. So like they wanted to get rid of him, and they got nothing in return for him. But yeah, like injury prone, like he hasn't pitched. Um, I think he only pitched like 20 innings in like last year, so he's healthy and definitely Atlanta won this race. But let me just go back. The last time that this Triple Crown achievement has happened, it was in 2011 with Justin Verlander and Kershaw when they
Mm.
actually they won the MVP as well, not just uh, the Cy Young Award. So it could definitely there will be maybe Sale will have a argument, a puncher's chance against Shohei for the MVP race, and so I'm not sure about the pitching for American League because the way Judge is going. So, but I love it. This is what I love about baseball is tracking to see who's having a good season, dominant season, and you love baseball's about numbers, and I love those tracking this kind of races. And so let's go with another topic. This happened last weekend. Obviously, I cover the Bay Area sports, covered the Giants, and obviously I've been talking about the A's handful of time. We said goodbye to the Bay Area series last weekend. It was surreal. Definitely, no, I don't think. I think people, fans were. We knew it was happening, but it happened. It was raw emotions, and all of a sudden, after the game, people started talking about the last game of the Oakland Coliseum, and there's been players, media, people who work for organizations, fans have been in discussions. Should they boycott the last game of the Coliseum as one more time sticking to the owner and to the mayor of Oakland? Um, what's your opinion on that? Is it fair to expect fans or media or former work being a part of the organization to do that, or
Uh,
do you want to say goodbye to a Coliseum, to the Oakland Coliseum one more last time? And before you answer that, it was pretty cool to see Chapman. He actually, after the game ended, Giants won. He just grabbed the third base and took off to the locker room. He actually took, he won a piece, and some former Ace players from they're playing for the Giants. They actually grabbed a cup and they fill it up with the infill from the Coliseum. So it is obviously, if you're a part of the organization, it means something, but it's also painful.
Yes, like you said, Chapman played for the Oakland A's, and now he's playing for the Giants. That's really special for him, right? It's a bittersweet, sweet feeling for most, and especially for Chapman who played for both teams, right? But with your question, and enough with this Oakland. You had multiple time you had multiple
Yeah.
times through the year to protest or even support the team. We talked about this last episode, Armando. Now it's hitting reality that
Yeah.
baseball will be gone in Oakland. It will take some time to get this pain to go away, Armando. And I know what the feeling is. Like I can understand the feeling. I haven't dealt with losing a baseball team or a sports team in Canada. So but this will be painful, and you deal with pain as much as you want on different levels. So this protesting might be your way of coping up with the loss, right?
Yeah. So I've been hearing both sides, former players, former um, um, media who worked for 25, 30 years for the athletics. So I'm hearing both sides, and it's a very, very raw emotions, right? So I think I think you shouldn't be pressuring anybody to do something they don't want to do, but I think it has to be an individual call. Like, if you want to be a part of, say goodbye to the Oakland Coliseum, say goodbye to the Oakland Athletics one more time, go ahead, right? I don't, but if you want to protest it one more time, go ahead. Like, you have the right to do it. It's a raw feeling, it's hitting, and there's a lot of emotions right now. Like I told you last week, the A's media or players or fans were blaming the Giants. They didn't do enough to keep them to keep fight for the to have another baseball team in the Bay Area. And this week has turned the ship to blaming the mayor of Oakland. The mayor of Oakland has said goodbye to three sports teams, and they're okay for those sports teams to just go away. Sports organizations bring money to the cities, gives employment, hotels, restaurants, entertainment. So sports organizations bring revenue, and the city of Oakland was happy to say goodbye for whatever reason. So it's raw, but I think it has to come individually. Each person needs to make that decision, and so I would love to be there. I was looking, I was like, oh, when is the last game? I was like, oh, maybe I'll go. But my family's in town. I was like, oh, I have to be in Canada. And so we don't know how, and I think it's like, it might be the same thing like when the A's go to Sacramento, right? It might be like, but we just don't know how's it going to feel. It
Yeah.
will still have the same old Oakland, right? Or is it going to feel like a whole different team? But this is what the argument, the hurt is. When in 3 years, when they go to Vegas and they have this new facility, there's talks about building a monument, statues. Ricky Henderson is going to have a statue in the new stadium. There's not even a statue right now in Oakland. Oakland Coliseum has never seen anything from the A's, and they have had Hall of Fame players. A lot of great talent has come through there, and there is not even a plaque, Hall of Fame, or anything. So when you think of looking from this perspective, you're gonna see a team and all the stuff that you talked about, like, oh, why can't we have a statue? It's gonna be at a new city, at a new stadium that has nothing to do with the history of the Oakland Athletics. And I think as a fan, that hurts. But once again, what could have been if they would have stayed, or to celebrate those great players? And it's kind of it's painful to acknowledge that, right? So I don't blame fans for not protesting one more time. So, but like I said, it has to come. It's an individual decision.
Yeah, you can protest at home, Armando. Protest, protest,
Actually,
protest on your own there at home.
well, I was actually thinking of going to Seattle because they actually play in Seattle for the last game of last series too. I was like, oh, maybe I'll say goodbye to the A's. But my family's still here, so That's fine.
Like I
Anyways,
said, like I said, protest at home.
let's move on with the last topic. Um, Shohei Ohtani, our unicorn. He's a true marble. He hit his 40th home run. Actually, he stole the 40th stolen base and 40th home run in the same game. So that's even more impressive. And it was a grand slam too. So it was kind of a crazy night for Shohei. But anyways, he's the fastest player by 19 games or 21 games to reach the milestone 40-40 club. And now the talks is, will he get to 50-50? Will he be the first player to reach that milestone? Omar, what is your chances? Do you think he will get it?
Shohei is a freak. Uh, he has a legit chance to be the first player ever to hit 50 home runs and still 50 bases. Show can do everything. There was a debate on MLB on who will be your NL MVP. If Shohei hits 50 home runs and still 50 bases, or if Marcel Ozuna becomes the triple crown winner for hitters. So who gets your vote, Armando, if that ever happens?
If you're asking me about the MVP, I think if he gets to the 50-50 mark club, he will definitely win it. Even if he gets the 45-45, whichever will be the first to do it. So, and he definitely, you can say he can get with 31 games left on the season for the Dodgers, he definitely can get 45-45, right? So,
Yeah.
it's going to be special. This is one of the things that I talked about early a couple of shows ago, saying like I want to see who's the race for the MVP races, right? So it's a lock or somebody's going to come in, and I think Triple Crown is also, it's always juicy. But this is what I love. I like tracking this stuff, and we haven't had a players really don't care about the 40 club that it was back in the 90s or early 2000s, right? So it was a big deal when Jose Canseco in 1988 when he became the first one to do it, and after that, players did. It was a milestone that players did reach. Alfonso Soriano, I remember following him a couple times. Like he reached that milestone a couple times, and fans were tracking like 39 home runs. He just needs one more. So I'm glad this 40-40 club discussions is back for baseball. And now we get to see a new standard 50-50 if a player can reach that milestone. So anyways, that's my opinion about the 40-40 Shohei and the MVP race.
Yeah. No comment.
No comment. Yeah.
Yeah, we're still butt hurt from Shohei not signing with the Jays.
Oh, yeah. Actually, that came back this year. I think it's just because the Giants' lousy season that they're having, and we've been talking about which players we couldn't sign, and the Shohei, right? It's kind of like those that trauma, right? It's kind of like they offer this this contract, and the Giants had the same contract as the Dodgers, right? So literally, it was follow. They gave him the same years, the same holdback, the same. But ultimately, he just wanted to be a Dodger, and good for him. He's where he wanted to be. He's the face of that organization. He's the face at Major League, so good for him.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that is it for Around the Bases. Let's get into the Giants and Blue Jays updates. For the Giants update, it's still the same inconsistency from this team. They win 3 in a row, they lose 3 in a row. They win 5 out of 6, they lose 5 out of 6. So it's still I think it was this week. It was boiling point from the media, from the fans, from the organization. It was it was not ugly. They struggled. They beat. They struggled against the A's. When you look at the A's records, they're like teams should just blow on, but that was not the case. They're they fight. In Chicago, they Giants struggle against the Chicago White Sox. One of the worst teams in history, could be the worst team possible, and they struggle. They struggle to score runs. Um, and it was the boiling point watching that against the White Sox. That they were just looking so pitiful against the White Sox, and I think everybody was just expecting them to lose, and the way they lost was controversial. The loss, the way it happened, but afterwards, after the game, well, let me just show you. Logan Webb pitched the closing game against the series against the White Sox. He went he went eight innings. He was sick, or he is continues still sick. But anyways, he pitches eight solid innings. He had a five pitch inning on the eighth. So I was like, oh cool. Well, Logan's gonna win. He's gonna go pitch the ninth inning. He had a 4 game lead. The bullpen blows on the ninth. They blow up the lead. They lose to the White Sox, and after the game, former players were calling the radio stations or on the network, just criticizing the Giants that this happened. And after the game, Melvin said like, "Well, I didn't have because the pitching staff the bullpen has been overworked. That he only had two bullpen relievers available, and Jordan Hicks was maybe. But anyways, afterwards, it's kind of like no, like at this point of the season, if you want to make the playoffs, everybody is available at this point. It was the following day. It was a day off, so like you can't tell me that a pitcher's not is a maybe because they might. It was a day off the following day, so they could have the rest. So at this point, it's all hands on decks if you want to make the playoffs. That is not an excuse at this time of the season to say, "Oh, certain pitchers are not available." No, everybody's available if you want to make a push. Like this is not the beginning of the season no more. This is at the end. There's 30 games left. You cannot make. And guess what? The first game against this against Seattle on Friday, it was 5-1 in the eighth, and the bullpen blows the lead again, and they lose in 6-5 in the tenth. So it's been a brutal, but this is what it is. So I don't think yes, you can say there's 30 games that can go on a hot streak. You have to jump the Mets and the Atlanta Braves. I don't think that's happening. And so Logan Webb after the game, because the people were asking, "What's your comments?" The Giants, the bullpen blew the lead, and it's like, well, we have to win 30 games in a row to make the playoffs. It's like that's not going to happen. But that was just a dig on that's just his frustration coming out from the season it is, right? And it really sucks because this offense is just struggling. And Blake Snell's, Logan Webb, they have to be perfect. They have to carry a no through the seventh for the Giants to even consider to have a chance to win. So it's been awful. And the question is, how long is this ownership going to keep up with Farhan? And so that is the question. It's going to be a long off season, but at this point, it's kind of like, oh, this has been a very frustrating team to watch.
Yeah, it's been a long season for the Giants. And why do you keep calling the Giants inconsistent? They're pretty consistent from what I'm hearing from you. Win three, lose three, win 4 out of 5, lose 4 out of 5. So that's consistency right there, Armando.
From a winning streak.
No, I'm just bugging you. But yeah, it's been a problem for your bullpen, and you can't ask your starting pitchers to go deep every time. It's not gonna
No.
happen. Yeah, sure, we want them to like finish the game or even go to the eighth inning with the lead, right? But most often than not, that the pitch count it's not there, so the bullpen has to hold the lead, right? So yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty rough season for the Giants, and it'll be a long off seasons for your Giants, and see if you even keep the management intact, right?
Exactly. So we'll see.
All right, and yeah, for your Blue Jays update, I'm not gonna rain sorrow on our episode this week. So for your Blue Jays update, bow down to Bowden Francis. Last week's AL Player of the Week has continued his hot streak. Bowden pitched into the ninth inning with a no hitter yesterday against the Halos,
Yeah,
but
that was
then
amazing.
yeah, but then he surrendered the home run, but it was still a great outing, striking out I think eight batters or nine batters in the process. So
Yeah.
great for Francis, and he'll be in consideration for probably the third starter next year. So hopefully he continues this hot streak and until until the next season. So that's good for Bowden after a rough start to the season. And history in baseball, Armando, as catcher Danny Jansen, who was traded to the Red Sox at the deadline, will soon up for the Jays and the Red Sox as part of the rescheduled doubleheader. So Jansen, Jansen will catch for the Jays on the first game, then catch for the Red Sox on the second game.
That's
There's al-
awesome.
there's always a first, and this is a unique one for baseball, right, Armando?
Yeah. So what do? You pinch hit him right away. Get over there.
Uh, I saw people saying, "What if the first game get postponed again?" And then, well, he'll just change clothes after.
Yeah.
So
That's
yeah,
funny.
it's pretty amazing what we can
Yeah.
see in sports, right? So
When is that happening?
was that? I think it's this week against the Red
Oh, okay.
Sox. Now, don't quote me on it. I didn't look at the schedule yet, but Alex Cora, the manager for the Red Sox, announced it that Jansen will be suiting up for both teams. So it'll be pretty
That's
amazing to
awesome.
watch.
Yeah. Yeah, let's
So
make a sports documentary on it.
yeah, imagine hitting a home run for both teams, right?
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Uh,
Yeah, I wonder how they're gonna do it. I don't think he would pitch the whole game.
yeah, like if you if you had a base hit or a home run, where would you put that?
Where are you
Where
gonna
would you put
like?
it?
Yeah,
Jays or Red Sox?
that's. I would think like if he's suiting up for the Jays in the first game, like the pitcher will be calling his own game. You don't want to be tipping pitches already.
Yeah, yeah.
Just
I
call for a
think
fastball down the middle.
I know. Eh? you, you
So
you 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 know what they're calling on the other team.
yeah,
Just relay it.
that's
Yeah,
hilarious.
it's so cool to see. I would love to see that game, but I think in the doubleheader, maybe in the early afternoon. So
Yeah,
I'll check on that one. But yeah,
talk about like changing the your signs this late in the season.
just do the hand signals, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All
Oh
right,
man,
and
that's
then
awesome.
yeah, and then lastly, let the kids play. Last Friday, down 4-3, the bottom of the ninth, Loferfido and Barger hit back-to-back home runs to walk off the Halos. This is a great sign moving forward for the Jays after we've been mentioning an abysmal season for the Jays. So we're looking forward to the next season. This has been pretty tough for both the Giants and the Jays, but there's always next season, and we had high hopes for both our teams, but it just didn't pan out this season.
Yeah, for sure. But it is something to say. Like it's exciting to see young players come to the rankings and show what they can do, right? Because then you can start thinking like, oh, that could be our center fielder next season, right? So like you start kind of assemble the team, right? So No, but that's exciting for you guys
Yeah,
to letting those young players pitch. I mean, play.
yeah, it's nice to see them, those young players, especially hitters hitting lefty.
Mm.
So it's pretty rare to have left-handed hitters hitting for powers and hitting for average right now. So it's pretty cool. It'll be an exciting season next year. So I'm looking forward to it. This season's just destroyed in the
Yeah.
garbage.
I still have the game on the background yesterday. So, but I'm not kind of just sitting there watching every pitch, right? So I had it in the background. So it's still, um, I'm not giving up on the team, right, or the Giants, but yeah, I'm giving up on the season, but not like, but I'm not like I'm still watching it, I'm still turning it
Yeah,
on.
you
So
don't we don't give up. We don't
yeah,
give up
so
on the team. It's just the season just didn't go our
yeah,
way. Yeah, it's just like you can still watch the games, but not to the point that you're watching the whole 9 innings, right? So it's just
exactly.
like on the
So
background there. And it's football season now, right?
yeah, exactly. So it's football season now. So and then that's saying I gotta go do a couple of mock drafts before my draft tonight.
I'll screw you over tonight.
You can try.
Hey, it's time for us to win that main league, bro. It's time for
It's
us to
exactly.
win.
It's time. I came
One of
close last
us,
year.
one of us. Even if you win, I'll be happy.
Yep. So let's see back to back. I'm gonna make the championship again.
This is the main league is the only league that you haven't won,
This is the
right?
only one. This is the only
Wow,
one that I've ever won.
you're allergic.
Yeah. Kudos to the rest of the league. It's the only one that I haven't won a championship. But 10 years into it, I'm still chasing that first one. But I will get there.
You'll definitely cry when you win.
It's gonna taste so good. Anyways,
All
well,
right.
that is it for another episode of Saturday Sliders. Until next time.
Thank you for watching. See you next week.